Hey, just a little prelude. This episode was recorded November 1st, 2020.
Alright, so welcome to the show. This is Anonymous Thought Podcast. I am Roscoe, or you can call me Roscoe's Sweatsuit, and I'm with my fellow hosts.
Is that like a pass on?
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
I really. This is basketball, and I really like just. It went to nowhere. It was interception.
Yeah. Well, if this was basketball, you would just like cast it into the crowd because I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm Nobody Knows, but you call me Nobody for short.
Hey, I'm Ree. You can call me Ree the cool kid, but Ree for short though.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much everybody. We have Craig the bot, who's supposed to be listening in our chats, but Craig got a little sick, so he couldn't make it out today. Rest in peace, Craig. So I guess the concept of the show, I guess we can try to go back and forth to explain this. I know technically Ree, when we caught him, like I don't think we ever really explained like the full concept of the show. You know, Ree, we've known each other for a long time. I think that's fair to say. We're not doxing ourselves if we say we've all known each other for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
Pretty long time. And we generally have like a lot of conversations with each other. There's usually a lot of yelling, but for the most part, it's a lot of fun. We always have conversations. And this idea of this was sort of like to capture like some of the things that we usually think about and talk about, and we don't always get to remember. And always, if one of us is wrong, we have it on wax, so we can pull it up at any time and then rub it in their face. So that's kind of the inspiration for this.
Yeah, it's just sort of fun and stuff like that because we talk about a lot of stuff. And generally, just funny, silly stuff. And I guess like the important thing to throw out there is we're not experts, probably not, but give it a go. Just give it a try.
Yeah. Nothing we ever say is to be construed as fact or ultimate truth, and that's why we have these names. So if things get bad, you'll find us.
Yep.
Unless you're you really know your way around a computer, in which case I guess go for Nobody first, because I don't want to be exposed by the internet.
What did you say? Say that again. You cut out for me a little bit.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I was making it was a terrible joke. Yeah, we can move on. Terrible jokes aside. So I guess we can go to the first part of the show, which is
That's gonna be like half the podcast, terrible jokes and bad takes, especially from you.
yeah. I hope they get better. I really do. Hopefully in the future we'll have some pretty decent jokes. So I guess we'll start off with the first part of the show, which is just me asking, what have you guys been thinking lately? What have you guys been thinking about? This could be really mundane. It could be like some really high falutin sort of concept. Who says falutin? But like, what have you guys been thinking about this week?
Are you going first, Ree, or you want me to go?
It's up to y'all.
I can go. So for me, not too much. Just thinking about like a little bit of writing stuff and stuff like that. Other than that, like I know something. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it later on today or whatever, but something about Kendrick Lamar's album, Good City, Mad Good Kid, Mad City. Thinking about that because like we had a little like thought experiment, but is that a Christian album? We all both have thoughts, but we might talk about that a little bit more. So I thought about that a little bit. I also figured out that there's this thing called like marriage markets that happen where it's like an open market where you like I think it's mainly for older people and it's like happens in like places in China or whatever. But like you're an older person, right? And let's say you want to get a wife, you like write a little sign saying like your family and like your skills and like if you have a kid, be like, yeah, my kids aren't fuck ups, and then you put it on like on a fence, and then you just stand outside and hope someone comes by and be like, yo, you seem like a cool dude. Let's give this a shot. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about like I don't know that type of marketing, right? Like it seems like it's like I don't know, like marketing yourself for love, right? Like it's literally like I think it's like I guess it's like social media and like other stuff, but it's different, right? It's like I don't know, but
This is
yeah,
like
it's like
real life Tinder.
yeah, I guess, but it's like a little bit more serious. Like the stakes seems like higher because I feel like they're like all kind of like yo, this we're trying to sign some paperwork and stuff like that. But I thought it was interesting. I don't know too much about it, but from what I looked at, I was like, this is wild, and it's like it's like it looks like a local farmers market of just people just like having signs of being like, yeah, I'm pretty cool, dog. You should really marry me.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, but I mean, that's how today is. I mean, especially with Tinder, it's just people that you just meet out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It is really crazy though, but
Yeah.
hey, I guess that's life though.
Yeah, true. Like I guess it's only weird because it's like in a real space, right? Because like it's not really much different from Tinder or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just like this is just like in the real world, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah. So has this always existed, or did
Mhm.
like does this predate Tinder?
I do not know. I can let me go do a little bit of looking up while I'm thinking. But like I don't know. But I just know like it was like a not like I don't want to say a popular thing in China, but like it happens in China sometimes, and it's like mainly for like 30. I think not 30. That seems a little young, but like like older like people or whatever to like connect or whatever. Um, but yeah, I don't know too much about it, but I can look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is interesting. I'm just trying like I don't know, just trying to imagine like I don't know, imagine yourself in like one of those positions. Like I just have like you'd have a little sign that's like, hey, you'd have your interests down there, like, hey, I like anime. Do you like anime? Um, no. Well, I don't like anime. Maybe you should still marry me. This is my credit score. That's probably. I wonder if that's like somebody has like their credit score over there.
That would be hilarious. Where it's like, I got
Hey,
I got like a high credit score, girl. Come on, I gotta be up there. I gotta beat that dude right next to
hey,
me.
man.
Right? Like you're competing with the people right next to you, so you're like you just you go to the person that's like has like a super low credit score, and you're like, dog, you're not gonna go with this dude.
Yeah, I guess the thing that makes it kind of like scarier for me than Tinder is like, if you're on Tinder, it's just the relationship is between you and the people you're swiping on. Not even the people you're swiping on won't know unless you swipe them. But like in a marketplace, you have to stand there and be like, hey, all these people pass by me, and everybody else is getting chose, and like it's just you. It's just you standing alone in that stall at like 5 a.m. Or 5 p.m. closing time, and you're like, you got to come back next week. And then you have that identity. It's
So
like that's the guy that
Mm,
hasn't been chose at the market. He hasn't been right swiped yet.
like I just did a quick look up. Like it's hard to tell from my understanding, but like at least like in India, so this happens in India as well. It probably happens a lot of places, but like in India, I think in like October from this is Wikipedia, so take it as you will. Uh, Probably a professor wouldn't like it if you're writing a paper. But like you were saying, like in October 11th, um, marriage markets in India involved using the use of brokers were an estimated of 2 billion Indian rupees, I believe.
Mm.
Like was injected to that industry, like the marriage industry, I guess. But like I guess like people that can like get a broker for these markets too. So you just, instead of like being Tinder being that person that shows you around people, it's just like a guy that's like, yo, here's the top perspectives in this market. Um or whatever. But that was in 2011. So it seems like it's been something around for a while.
Yeah,
I don't know.
hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, that is that's really interesting thought. Have you been thinking about anything recently?
I'm sorry. What did you say, bro?
Oh, have you been thinking about anything recently?
Uh, well,
Just probably like on certain animes and stuff like that, man. Just been reading up on some mangas and stuff.
Which
And that's about it. I've been looking at certain stuff for like Bitcoin and stuff too.
what animes are you reading up on?
Dragon Ball Super and like Boruto.
Mm.
Certain like mainstream mangas that's like, that's popular out right now.
Mm.
And you said
But yeah.
there's someone was talking to you before. You said you were keeping up with Hero Academia. Are you caught up, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much caught up with like a lot of anime and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it really, man. Uh I looked at a couple stuff for like Contracts Hunter and stuff like that. Like how's that been going and stuff. And how like they have a 2-year hiatus right now. They haven't had any content come out for the manga. That's about it.
Oh, that's your show.
What you say? What was it?
We gotta bleep that.
Uh,
I tell you, we gotta bleep that one out too.
Man, you are terrible, Roscoe. Terrible person.
This is gonna be more work in the editing room.
He's gonna be
I
just
said at least 3 times. I think I did not. I think I also referred to by his name. Ah, God.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be hard for you the first time. Shit, I fucked up now. It's gonna be hard for you. It's gonna be hard for you. What soon this whole section is gonna be like beep 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 beep. But yeah,
yeah, man. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Ree, I'm excited about Project Sonder. I haven't caught up on the manga part or whatever, but I'm trying to get back into it and start watching stuff. What I know, I'm a little preoccupied because I'm stuck on another show right now, but I'm definitely planning to get back onto.
Okay. What show are you stuck on right now? Is it ReZero?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about ReZero and stuff.
It is. It's an interesting show. Like, I won't go too far into it. But like, it's like I'm gonna say something very controversial. This is a hot take already. So here we go. I think ReZero works because it's like Breaking Bad in a way, because it's not about like the situations. So it's not about like the conflict's important, but it's like it's more about how this one character like reacts and acts. And that's what makes like the situation even more complicated, and that's where the drama comes from. Like the conflict's there, but even if the conflict comes in like really really slow, you're just like really like interested in seeing like how this character is gonna react.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the show's good.
Hey, man, that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty dope, Breaking Bad anime. You know what I mean? Something like that caliber of it. But I think I don't know. I haven't watched ReZero yet. I'm planning on watching it. I think I watched a couple episodes with you in the beginning. But yeah, man.
Yeah, man,
I'll probably watch it a little bit later though.
What you got? Yeah, I think I don't know if it's as I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to. I don't like comparing mediums like that. Or I don't even like rating like pieces of art like that to be like, oh, this is better than this. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm just trying to say, if there's happens to be a Breaking Bad fan that listens to this and says this is blasphemous, I'm not saying ReZero is better than Breaking Bad, and I'm not saying that either.
Yeah, man.
Controversial statement.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but I'm not saying it's not.
I don't know. I think it is on like two different like levels and certain stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you say like it's kind of in a way like Breaking Bad, but not really. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah,
you can, but you can't at the time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's definitely
in like two different genres.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even two different genres and two different mediums.
Yeah, I think it's just like that like I really care about the main character, and like they put you in the part where it's like, hey, yo, I kind of don't give a fuck. I'm riding with this dude, like, cause I see what he went through. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting show.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sweatsuit. So what have you been like thinking about?
Well, this sort of happened the other day. I was on like that site we go on to watch anime. It comes out
Yeah.
that we should
Yeah.
let be known so it doesn't get shut down.
Yeah.
I was on
Yes.
that site, and I've been recently getting a lot of ads. I mean, I've always gotten ads on that site. They've been very tailored to me in a certain way. Like they're all for some reason ads from BET, which is a weird, I guess, ad thing for an anime site. So I guess the question I'm wondering is like, do they know my ethnicity? And like if that like I'm usually fine with people knowing information, but like you see like usually when you buy something or you look at something on Amazon, you'll see it like a little window like on the next site you click on about it. But there seems I don't know. It seems like to me I'm asked the question: how much information about me is overstepping it? I find it really weird if like for a random ad to be like, hey, like I know your ethnicity. These are all these pieces of information and content I want to market towards you. I don't even know if it's like I don't exactly know what I find. It's just weird. I don't know exactly how to think about it or how to feel about it. It's just weird to me.
It's it's interesting in the internet age because like like I don't know, like you think you're not giving out a lot of information, but you just being there is a lot of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It is weird because it's like that certain times that, like, you know what I mean, when you on certain sites, you know what I mean, they try to advertise certain stuff, but in a way, man, I don't know. It is weird now that it's like, you know what I mean, that happens, but I remember a couple of years back, like, all this stuff was just developing.
Yeah, it's interesting because like we're fairly young people, and I would say you have like probably a little bit more closer to like knowing not knowing that there wasn't the internet. Like you probably understood the internet. You grew up with the internet in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
You're me and Sweatsuit probably is close. But I don't think your generation, even though like it's only like we're really close together in age, um, like that's when they're gonna be like saying like you guys really like grew up with the internet and like at least what the internet is right now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember waiting 30 minutes for a VeggieTales video game to pop up, like load. Like I don't know. I just have to remind myself how old I am sometimes. Like that, like 30 minutes for like a quick time, like flash player game that will load in like less than a millisecond now. I don't know. I mean, like, do you guys think is that too much information for like the internet to know? Like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about like what are like the implications of that? Is that okay or is it?
I don't know. I think
crazy. I don't know. Am I just being crazy? Nobody and the cool kid.
I don't know. I feel like the way the internet's set up, especially like for business and stuff like that, it makes sense that it could pretty easily tell stuff about you based off like where you go and like the like the cookies and stuff that you like leave and like have on your when you like travel through this internet space or whatever. Like it, like I was saying earlier, like you being there is a little bit of information already, right? And like I'm not saying like the internet is this like DD that will tell you everything you need to know or whatever, but like it definitely makes guesses, and sometimes those guesses are spot on, right? Like they were like, hey, based off of this guy, what this guy's watching. He's a DBZ fan and a Hunter x Hunter fan. Maybe. Let's throw some BT ads in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying like it's like oh that's likely or anything, but like just based off of like your interactions with the site, they're probably like doing that stuff or making those guesses.
Yeah, no, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they like know that information for a fact. I don't think I like clicked on this information on like somewhere and like oh they just saved that information. But I don't know. I like I don't know. I'm sort of remembering. I think we talked about this before. There was like a situation where like I think it was like with like Target ads or something like that, where it was like I don't know. Eventually, like basically, she found out that she was pregnant, not from like the test thing, but like from like her search results and like Target sending her like or I wasn't even sure it was it was like certain things, and then like eventually like she got a thing in the mail, and that was how. Actually, you know what? That wasn't even how she remembered. I think she knew. I think that was how like her parents found out. Just but not even by like her like purchases and her like search results. It's just weird what sort of information you can like take from just normal inane things.
Yeah, man. That's all with like, social engineering and stuff like that. You just basically come up with, certain information people give you, and you know what I mean. They piece certain things together like that.
And like even like on top of that, like what's called like you're like pathing is a thing, right? Like it's not like general people do general stuff, right? Like I'm not saying like everyone's the same, but like you can say like oh if you are into basketball, you're probably generally gonna like own a basketball, right? You know what I'm saying? That's general pathing, right? So like it makes sense to like, hey, if you're buying a basketball, you're probably a fan of the NBA, so maybe you should start advertising like, that's those type of merch. And you know what I'm saying? And then like even more like, hey, you like if you're buying a basketball, you're probably playing basketball, so you probably want shorts, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that pathing I can see easily like being like a good guessing session just by just like you showing up, right? You spending an hour or half an hour looking at some shoes, right? Like that's telling that's a little bit telling at least of what you're like into or you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
maybe
I was gonna say, go ahead, sweatsuit.
I think I guess I agree. I totally agree. I think you guys have made them really interesting. I think this is really good having you guys' perspective on it. But like I think it's pretty inane like to have that information. Like, this is a very inane example of like being able to like guess this information. But I know this hasn't happened. It may never happen, but like I think so like the application or like what the application of like information like that is really weird. Like I don't know. It just seems like there could be a myriad of ways of like interacting with that information that could be kind of that's kind of scary to imagine.
This is Facebook is a thing, man. Like they like well I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't know anything about Facebook. I try to stay off of Facebook for the most part, but like like big companies are taking data and selling to people because like
exactly.
like you can use it like and it's data that people think are mundane, but like with the right machine learning programs, the right like algorithms, maybe it's not that useful, right? Maybe it's not that useful, or maybe it is, right? Like people are weird, so when you find weird stats, they might seem useless to you and your human eye, but like if you throw it in a machine, it might not be useless, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is like the flip side. Oh, go ahead, Bree.
Go ahead, bro.
Like the flip side is like when you accidentally click on something and then like for the next 3-4 weeks it's just like this one thing. It's like, hey, you click on some rubber bands. Oh, you just want like 800 rubber bands. You're just opening up a rubber band store, man. You need it for your office, right? Oh, you want to do some rubber band art? Yeah, this is why you clicked on that one rubber band once.
Hey, yeah, man, that's how it be though. But yeah, man, it is crazy how they just like just sell off data like that. I've been talking about like a whole bunch like this, whole bunch like this in my class that we have with like cybersecurity and like legal topics and stuff like that, and like certain rules and like regulations that they have, like certain companies have to abide by, and like certain private, private information, or if they do like try to sell our data to somebody, they have to like kind of inform you of what they're doing. They're supposed to inform you, but certain things with like fine prints and everything like that, people don't read. So
Well, yeah, well, yeah, like how many contracts on the internet have you read?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, and in the words of Childish Gambino, the algorithm is perfect.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
algorithm's perfect.
the algorithm is perfect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, man.
Kind of moves. Hmm?
What is that?
Were you gonna say
Sweat.
nobody?
I was gonna say, uh, he's probably gonna that name, Charles Gambino, probably gonna be a recurring name on this podcast.
Yeah, I was just about to say that kind of moves on to the next topic, which is sort of like what have you guys learned this week that like you didn't know before? And my thing that I was gonna offer up is that I totally just realized that the Childish Gambino's album "Awaken My Love" is about him having a kid and his like relationship with his wife. Um, Hence the "Awaken My Love," like having a kid that sort of like awakens your love, and the album art is sort of kind of like supposed to be a kid being born. Well, that part's speculation to me, but
Mhm.
it seems to be the case from comparing the album art from that's based off of, which is I think it's called Maggot Heads by the Parliament Funkadelics, and his album art.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
But that's what I've learned.
Um,
Also, Stone Mountain in the like I don't know, because Childish Gambino is always talking about he's from Stone Mountain, and I didn't realize apparently there's a big mountain in Georgia that's just like this big stone like pebble looking thing, and on the side of it is like how Mount Rushmore is like a bunch of faces of presidents. This is just like a bunch of
say,
faces.
say it again.
I said,
Yeah.
how like Mount Rushmore is just it's like some carved out faces.
Yeah.
On Stone Mountain, it's like a carved out like just a bunch of carved out like Confederate murals, and like on certain like during the summer they play like a laser light show at like they'll play they'll have like a cat on the screen, and they'll be like, nah, forget this cat, it's all about these Confederate soldiers. Boom, laser light show.
That's interesting,
Yeah.
man. What about you, Ree? What did you learn this week? If you like or like heard about or something.
Um. Well, I learned certain stuff about like blockchain and stuff like that, and how like how basically it's like certain other things with like cryptocurrency or like just digital currency, and that realm. It's just like blockchain itself has like multiple certain what's the word, um certain measurements for like privacy and like certain things to where it can't be like, it kind of is like untraceable in a way. Well, that's what it's supposed to be untraceable, but uh yeah, man, just that. And then I learned that I guess China is like kind of they basically have a currency, like a cryptocurrency for like you know for like the for the internet and stuff, like how it's like their currency, their cryptocurrency is supposed to be based by their actual dollar and stuff like that. And that's about it, man.
Like it's like a national. It's like partially a state-funded cryptocurrency.
No, it's the government.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
meant. It's like a state, like a government-funded, like or government.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know. It's not using blockchain. That's the whole thing. That it's a different type of currency. It's cryptocurrency, but it's more to where it's like they'll be able to monitor what they spend and that. But you already know China's a communist country, so it's like they always,
Yeah.
Surveillance certain things and stuff like that. Same thing with the United.
Yeah, but that's even like
You
even
know what I mean?
yeah, but that's even like more interesting where like you're tracking not like the purchases, but you're tracking the money itself, right? That's
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
that's interesting.
that is like super scary. Like just like if you spend money on like some shea butter lotion, they'd be like, hey, you just spent some money on some shea butter lotion. You know what? What if I told other people that you use shea butter lotion, huh? You like that?
Oh,
Right? That's a
even
really
even
poor example.
well, even like I don't know, like my thought process kind of goes to well, if you have this government backed like currency, why not phase out like paper money, right? And now it's even more like, paper money's hard to track, right? Uh, focus on like, hey, you're making everything pretty much digital, and now you definitely know, right? Like, it's harder for people to back like just buying something off Git, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like not even like that scary part, but even like the idea of like, hey, yo, like, could we could live in a world. We're pretty much close to it anyway, but we could live in a world without like any like paper bills for real in a way. Um, even like in the U.S. or whatever, right? Like,
Which will probably be like on if we're gonna look at the positive sides, like it'd be a little bit less hard to like spread diseases because you're not like changing currencies. Um, I don't know. Are there other upsides to that?
I have no idea. I am not the U.S. Treasury, but probably like just the printing and like I guess it'll be harder to counterfeit money as well, right? Like, well, I don't know. It might be harder to counterfeit. It matters like how good you are, or like I guess breaking that blockchain, but which is probably not gonna happen if it's a good like blockchain, or I don't know how they set it up or whatever. And it's probably a good idea to not tell anybody how you set up how you're making your government's like backed own money. Like, what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
probably not a lot of people knowing how that exactly works, so they can exploit it, right?
I wonder how that's like gonna go in. Like, are they still? I wonder if they're still planning on doing like the like that like credit. You guys ever like the credit thing that they were planning on having, like your citizen credit?
Yeah, I heard about this, like the citizen, like score credit score, pretty much, where it's like you can get in trouble for like being or acting a certain way,
Yeah, I
and
how I understand it is like it's like a credit score, like how our credit score works. Like it would have economic effects and like to what you're able to. I'm assuming what you're able to borrow from. And probably like housing probably has something to do with that. But that's as I understand it, which is very little.
I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Well, people know, but not me. But yeah, that's definitely interesting. It's like I don't know. I like I don't know. I see so little like maybe because I'm not rich and don't have a lot of money, but I see so little like real bills nowadays. It's interesting that like people are even pushing that further in a way.
Hmm. Yeah, so
Maybe if I
nobody. Oh, what you got something to say?
was
Last.
I was gonna say maybe I just need to be rich so I can see more bills.
Yeah. Uh, what have you learned this week? Do you have anything?
Um, so I'm, working on my Japanese. So like I've been watching a little bit of what's this person's name? Let me check real quick.
Is
Um,
this a VTuber?
No, it's not a VTuber. I'm gonna stay away from that subject for at least this time.
We're gonna have to
But
devote a whole episode to this.
one day it's gonna happen, and I'm going to just ramble on, rant and rave about things that I don't think will come to pass, but might come to pass, and be like, I'm pretty sure everything's cool, but I just have some concerns that no one seems to be talking about. I'm like 80% sure it's cool, and it's like a cool little feature, and it's like good for creators, and there's a whole other thing I can say about it, but but pretty much I was just watching this Japanese YouTubers. I'm gonna try to find the person's name, and like trying to learn a little bit more about Japanese like structure. Like I'm a big old baby when it comes to Japanese, so I don't know much at all. Well, at least speaking it. Um, so I was like I'm learning about like sentence structure, where it's like a is it subject? Um, it's not subject verb action. It's like subject action verb. Um,
Like subject, direct object, verb, thing.
yeah, like pretty much like the verb comes like after the object, from my understanding. So I was learning a little bit about that from this YouTuber, and I was also like looked into this thing called Wanakani.
Wanikani?
Wanikani, and I'm starting an account with there so I can try to see if I can start reading and learning about kanji. I mean, I don't know. I think kanji is just like cool in general, and like I don't know. I'm not trying to be like, hey, I can read a whole bunch of stuff in Japanese or just read a whole bunch of kanji. But I think it's just a cool thing to learn and read, and I think it would help me out with my Japanese studies as well, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely wish that like I would have dedicated a little bit more time to like kanji. I think once I finish like the chapter, my last chapter of my Japanese textbook, I think after that point I'm gonna start taking kanji a little bit more seriously.
But yeah, that's about it for me. Uh, I think so.
Yeah, I think had to leave. So that's probably why he's muted.
Oh, you mean Re?
Bob, fucking second.
You.
Bree had to leave at the time.
Sorry about that, bro. I'm helping my girlfriend with her computer.
Oh, okay. It's all good.
Her computer real quick.
All right. Did you have to
I'll
leave
be
it
right back real
at
quick.
5?
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. It's all good.
Alright, but I'm gonna just catch y'all a little bit later.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by, Re.
Yeah.
Alright, bro. I'll catch y'all later, man.
Talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you later. Peace.
Alright, bye.
Peace. The YouTuber was Japanese Amamo. Amamo?
Is it? I'm not sure. Is it? I feel like I pronounce it ammo. Ammo in Is it ammo in Japan?
I don't. It says Japanese. You can say Japanese ammo with misit. I can't. As you can see, I can't say or spell anything.
I forget her name.
Misa.
Yeah.
Mesa. That's her name, but it's like Japanese. I want to say ammo.
I think it is
But
ammo.
Called Japanese ammo. It's probably not how you pronounce it though, but from what I've learned so far, like it's interesting, and I'm learning a little bit, and I'm starting from the beginning. And my journey in Japanese is like starting, and I'm giving it a shot and seeing how it goes. Well, not starting. It's restarting like for the 8th time, but no one's counting.
From zero.
From zero. But before we move on, I know you just kind of want to touch on that "Awaken My Love" album again, and that stuff with Childish Gambino. Once you we talk generally outside of this, but once you said that, that album seemed to really connect, make a lot more sense to me. I didn't know anything about that, or when it was being made, and maybe that stuff was going on, and I don't know, it makes the album feels makes a lot more sense to me, because like I don't know, the album feels like a very like adults talking to kids or adults like a parent having a relationship with their kid in a lot of ways. Like I think it's Tiny Hands or like Small Hands.
Uh, it's called. I think the song is called "Baby Boy."
Baby Boy, yeah, like is a good one, and I think like I don't know, this is kind of like my opinion, like everything else on this podcast, but like I think even like California has that vibe of like a parent kind of like not like hating on her kid for doing something, but like definitely like concern of like their rash actions or something like that, like jumping to something pretty quickly. I don't know. I just like once you said that, to me, I was just saying, I just kind of want to say like it really made things connect to me. I don't know.
I saw when I was listening to it, the titles. Yeah, it kind of connects the titles a little bit more. When I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, this song was called like you know." What I think it was. I think it was like how the rollout was, because the single. I think the first single was the first song, which is was it I don't think it's the night me and your mom met. I think it's like something along those lines, and it was sort of like this is seems really tongue in cheek, like knowing Childish Gambino. Like if you're thinking Childish Gambino as like the comedian and the guy who made Freaks and Geeks, which is like probably
Mm.
the grossest song ever made, rap song ever made, probably.
Hey, someone would say gross. I would say a masterpiece.
Oh no, it's definitely a masterpiece. It is for sure, definitely a masterpiece. I will sit down. I probably shouldn't sit down with my kids and play that song, but I'm just like this is real music. You're not gonna get any
No,
of these
you're gonna
references
do you. Oh, you're gonna play that song right after you play Lil well no who was it wasn't Lil Pump song
right after I play Gucci Gang. Right.
no you're gonna play Little Uzi Vert, and you're gonna be like, kids, all your friends are dead.
All your friends are dead.
And you gotta learn and deal with this shit. Uh, uh, and then you'd be like, all right, now listen to this too. It's gonna be weird. It's not gonna be weird, but it's gonna be different when we are older.
Yeah.
And if we have kids and we're like explaining like, oh, this is a classic, and like I don't know, Sticky Leg comes on, it's like, yeah, I remember doing this in high school. You guys don't know nothing about this.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be some songs that are like gonna be really like weird to explain. Like why is this in your playlist? Yeah.
Well, you'll be older, so you have that like zero fucks giving
Yeah.
ability. You'd be like, yeah, this is a no flex zone, kid. Don't worry about it.
So, what would be your playlist of like songs to have? Like, if you had to sit down with your kids and like explain, this is what it was like. These are the songs I listened to, and this is what it was like to be me at this particular time that you are. So I'd say like I would say like around maybe like 16, 18.
16, 18.
Or like maybe there's one for 16, 18. There's one if you had like a 5-year-old. You have to like sit them down and play your music.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be difficult for me to say because like I fell into podcasts pretty hard, and when I was in high school, in college, so I was just listening to like podcasts nonstop. But I would probably say like my playlist would probably be filled with some pretty pretty much some big quick some probably pro era stuff. Um, Captain Steez. I think I started getting the inkling of like MF Doom as well in that time frame as well. Like really listen to that stuff. I don't know. There's probably some other stuff like some other like not generic songs, but more like poppy songs and stuff like that. I'd um probably be that kind of stuff. It'd probably be like Big Crit stuff, some MF Doom stuff, because that was just the stuff I was listening to at the time. But I wasn't like I was throwing myself into a lot of podcasts at the time as well in high school and like middle school, and listen to them a lot. And like I don't know, like I like like and then there's other people like K Dot and like J Cole, like some of their older or earlier stuff. At least when I was listening to them, like I don't know, Pimp the Butterfly came out when we were in high school or around that time as well. So like definitely that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure you guys are gonna sit them down and like, hey, this is a really good song by J. Cole. It's called Wet Dreams. Just hit play.
Yeah. There's gonna and yeah, some Childish Gambino stuff. Like I don't know. There's a lot of like even though we joke about like music that was kind of funny and kind of meme and just like popular for the time. There's sure like a lot of good music that's gonna like last for a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna sit my kid down and I'm gonna be like, yo, this dick ain't free. And she's gonna be a girl and she's gonna be like, what are you fucking talking about?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Listen to the song.
Listen to the song. I think my playlist. I don't know. I think I don't know. I think there's a few ones. I think I'd probably have to throw in some Travis Scott just because. I think that would. I think it's like I don't know. I just feel like I have to throw in some Travis Scott for some reason. What else would I put in? Probably like some like. Man, my playlist is gonna be really emo. I'm gonna have like some XXXTentacion, some Lil Peep. I'm gonna have to have some Kendrick Lamar, some Pro Era. What else can I put? Yeah, some J. Cole. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that. Yeah, definitely Childish Gambino. Yeah, my kids are gonna have to listen to Childish Gambino and like write me at least one report on because the internet. This is gonna be mandatory.
I think something that we're neglecting that I feel like is gonna be like definitely a big thing. I think there's gonna be a lot of Drake songs that are gonna just like live throughout, time and stuff like that. When we get older, that are gonna be perfect for like barbecues and shit like that.
Yeah. You just made a real. Yeah, those songs are probably gonna last. Yeah, we're not done hearing Drake.
Well, we're not. It's not like I'm just saying. Like I think of like the music that we're probably gonna not listen to, but like either barbecue when like when we're adults and we're like controlling the aux or whatever and controlling like the music. Like I can imagine like a person like in a barbecue be like, yeah, we're gonna play a whole bunch of Drake songs because like I forgot like and there's ton of other staples that we're like not missing. I'm pretty sure there's like probably some Kanye songs are gonna fall into those things because like
dude, we're forgetting all of them.
Yeah, like there are a lot of Kanye songs are probably gonna fall into that stuff. Right? I just like one came to mind is like Chance the Rapper will probably fall in like Acid Rappers around that time, I believe, right? We're talking about because our time frame is like maybe like 2013 to 2017 or so.
Oh, are we pulling from 2007? Yeah. I think it's about a good point to pull from.
So I don't know, but I'm just saying like there's a lot of shit that influenced me when I was in high school. I don't know, like I don't know. I just think like people in high school or people like just young people in general just kind of throw themselves at a whole bunch of media to help them like figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we were any different in a way where like I don't know, we just said some stuff on the top of our heads, but I'm pretty sure if we keep going, we will just keep going.
Hey, thanks for listening. That was our first episode. It got cut short. For some reason, the software that we were using to record just decided to die out in the middle of recording. But you really weren't missing too much. It was about maybe 30 minutes to an hour's worth of extra ranting about anime, and that might be 30 minutes to an hour too long for a podcast that is not completely related to anime. So if you like this episode and you want to see episodes like this, maybe you would like to subscribe or follow us on whatever feed or podcast site that you are currently tuning your ears to. You may you may actually find this episode maybe in the future. Maybe we never decide to put this episode out. Who knows? But if you're listening to this from any foreseeable timeline where we are not annihilated in the next 10 to 20 years, congratulations. That was way more than some of us expected. Give yourself a pat on the back. Look behind you. Raise your AK. Just be prepared to blast anyone that is standing in your way of survival. Till next time, peace.